Howdy folks, Uncle Bumble here, and today we're going to go over the Gerber Basic Survival Kit endorsed by Bear Grylls. You can take that part for good or bad, but we're going to look at what's inside and is it really worth the $20 that they were originally asking for it. So, alright, here we go. Alright, so like I said, we're going through the Gerber Basic Survival Kit. It was 1997 originally. So I thought, what are you looking at for value-wise here? What are you getting for your money? So we got on the Googler and went on Amazon actually and started with this knife. This is the Gerber Mini Paraframe. It's called Paraframe because it's lightened there, but it's a little frame lock. Got a pocket clip on it, so you can put it on your pocket if you are using this kit. It's like a 2.2 inch blade, so like 2.25 inch blade. It's like an inch of serration, so not a bad little knife. Not big on serrations on knives, but this kind of situation, it kind of helps out. You got a little bit of a saw in action, and then you can do some carving or whatever with that. Gonna get you some fuel going for a fire start with the rest of the kit. Found these on Amazon anywhere from like lowest I found it was $13.50 to like $22. So there's that. And then next, I couldn't find this exact ferro rod, on Amazon, but to find ones that are comparable, they're like $6. So right there is basically the $20 or $19 that you got in the kit. Paid for the kit, so it's a good size rod. It's a 1/4 inch by maybe 2 inches. You get this fire striker. I like this striker because of the finish on it. As you can see, it's pretty flashy. If you can see what's actually on my bench there. You could always use this for a signal mirror. There, that was easy enough for me to get, right? Use it as a signal mirror. So in this one item, you've got kind of two tools going. And then if you come across some wild adult beverages out there in the woods, you could pop the top off, I think, with this. Kind of think what that design is for. So, seems pretty nice. I didn't scrape it. I've seen other people scrape these. They throw pretty good sparks. If you can see, this edge here is machined to have a 90 degree. This is rounder over here. I've seen people having problems with it. You got to have a really good upright angle and some good pressure, but it does the trick. So there's that. Next is this whistle. It looks cheap. It looks kind of cheaply made, but hey, it's just a beadless whistle. It's pretty stiff. It'll do what you need it to do. It's pretty loud. That's the important part. I said before, you can only scream for so long before your voice goes out on you, but you can, blow on this whistle for a lot longer. This travels further than the human voice, so there's that. And then the rest of the stuff, well, I guess this piece of cordage isn't bad. It's probably about 10 foot there, I would say. You could do quite a bit with it, but it seems pretty stout, so it's not too bad. The rest of it gets a little cheesy, and this is a good to have a little piece of tinder with you. It's cotton ball. You just kind of fluff it up and spark into this. This will go up pretty quick, but it'll catch the sparks from the ferro rod pretty decent. So one of the suggestions that I would have is to take a little bit of Vaseline, petroleum jelly, put in there, and you could wrap it up so it doesn't get all over everything else. Not that some of the stuff it wouldn't matter if it was on, but and then it'll burn a little longer for you. This is a piece of it kind of feels like floss. kind of get a focus on it. It's kind of like floss. It's wax. It's cotton, or yeah, cotton line. I had seen a review on this a while back when I was looking at them. Somebody had mentioned you could maybe use it as like fishing line and use the safety pin in there as your hook. It's thought, but since it's waxed, you could maybe use it to extend your burn time on your fire if you absolutely had to. Or you could just use it to lash together some smaller stuff. And then there's this sewing kit. One of the things I would suggest with this sewing kit is there we go. You could take that needle out of there, and if you drag that needle, I would hope it's enough iron content to magnetize. If you drag it the same direction across a magnet, you can magnetize the needle. Then you can use some of that thread to just suspend the needle, and then you could use it as an improvised compass. It wouldn't be the greatest thing, but it could kind of give you a steady direction. Or you can use it like, just to fix some gear that maybe tore. Seems it's whatever. And then you've got some really light copper wire. Just doesn't. There we go. Really light gauge copper wire. I guess their thought is you could snare with it. I have a feeling that if you're buying this kit, you're not snaring animals. That's trapping like that kind of takes a little bit of practice. This isn't really an advanced person's kit, but it's there. My thought is worst case scenario, you could use that like if your straps broke on your pack, that thread isn't going to fix it. You could fix your straps with that copper wire. So there's that. And then there's the bags. It says a waterproof bag. I'm wondering if they thought they were going to just do waterproof with this, because this is nice nylon construction. I'll show you the back here in a minute, actually. It's got a sealed zipper, but oops. So you can get water in there, no problem. So I think the quick cheap fix is this bag. It's kind of a heavier plastic bag. It's got a nice lock to keep the moisture out. Really, the only thing I would in this kit that needs to stay dry is this cotton ball. The rest of the stuff, if it got wet, other than maybe the cardboard in here, but oh well with that. If it got wet, it's no big deal. I have another one of these. I don't want to open that up. Hold on just a minute. All right. So it's amazing how with a little bit of skill and some disorganization, you can lose stuff. I found this with every Bear Grill, Gerber Bear Grill item, you get that little booklet. And this is it. I'm going to leave that one closed because it's taped up, and I'll probably shove that back in the kit. But I just want to show you what is, kind of give you a quick overview of what's in here. You got some shelter building. This is kind of useful. It'll teach you how to use that little scraper as a signal mirror and how to aim it. You hit the glare across the back of your fingers and you put your target in between them. But anyways, it's all in there. You can read it later if you buy one. Some premium fire starting, how to start a fire with a car battery. If you got a car battery, I'd just jump in the car and drive home. But anyways, here's some other stuff on there. It's wax paper. So if you got to use it in the rain, it'll hold up. I guess if you really had to, being wax paper, you could kind of use it for a fire. It's not going to work good for other things you'd use paper for, though, because it'd be a little schmeary. But anyways, so that's pretty much everything that's in the kit. As the kit stands, maybe for somebody that doesn't have anything, it wouldn't be a bad thing to buy. I like the size of the pack, but there's extra room in here. So let me take a minute and I will show you what I would add to this pack to make it worth having, something worth having. So, all right, I'll bring you right back. All right, so these are the things that I would add to the pack. Usually, like Dave Canterbury has a thing called the 5 C's and 10 C's, and it's kind of a nifty little way just to remember certain items and to make sure you've got something in that category. It's survivable items aren't what he come up with, but the 5C thing really is helpful. The first 5 C's, not in any particular order, are cutting, container, combustion, cover, and cordage. So we've got our first 5 C's here. Are they the greatest 5 C's? No, but they're something. As the kit, when you get it to start with, it lacks a couple of the important ones. You're gonna need water. You can go 3 days without water, but if you don't have to, let's not. Especially here in Michigan, you can't walk very far without tripping over water. So let's start with that. This is something that I just kind of learned about maybe last week or something. It's a plastic bag, and it's designed for taking water samples. My wife actually asked me when I asked her to order these for me, "You're going to be taking urine samples?" Which is kind of fitting because it is a Bear Grylls item. But anyways, I digress. This is 36 ounces, so most of your water tablets are going into 32 ounces. So I guess maybe something you might want to do would be like to kind of get an idea of pre-measure the 32 ounces on these, or fill it a little light. I guess you're better off a little extra chemical than not enough. But it's a nice, convenient way to have a container, because most containers take up volume. So there's that. And then, like I said, there's your tabs. These are only good against Giardia. I think MSR makes ones that are also good against Cryptosporidium. Something I'm looking at picking up, just haven't ordered yet. All right, we're rambling about that. Next is a compass. It's not part of the first 5 C's, but it's in the next 5. It's part of the first 10, or part of the 10. And it's a good idea to just, if you're trying to self-rescue, or like to Pictured Rocks as an example. When we were up at the Pictured Rocks, if you kept a consistent direction there, you're going to run into M58, I believe. I should have that memorized better. But anyways, you're going to run into a highway. So being able to have a consistent direction and not suffer from lateral drift, which makes you walk in a circle, that's going to help you out. As far as this is a Sunto button compass. It's like $12, but it's a good quality button compass. Some of them cheap button compasses are exactly that. They're cheap, and I wouldn't trust them. You can rotate the bezel on this, and it's got a pretty good clip on it, but I guess that's for another day. Next is a Bic lighter. The ferro rod's nice. The Bic lighter's nicer. You can get some marginal tinder going. You can use the little fines of pine tree. Once you light them, they go like crazy, but you can't get them to light with a spark. So that consistent or sustained flame is the way to go. And then this here, you've got your cotton ball. You could add more cotton balls. There is more room, but whatever. This wet fire, if it's raining or if that cube gets wet, it doesn't matter. This is going to burn, so that'll kind of help you out getting your fire as well. And then next thing is some sort of cover. This is just an emergency space blanket. It fits nicely into the pack. They're inexpensive. And you can make a lean-to out of it. If you're making a lean-to out of it and you have a fire in front of your lean-to, the fact that it's a space blanket will reflect the heat from both sides. You get it from front of the fire and radiate it off of the space blanket. Or you can just huddle up underneath that to keep you out of some rain. So, and what I kind of like about this is all of this stuff here is relatively inexpensive. You can get these for $1. I think it's like $3 or $4 for 5 of those. I think those are like maybe $8, but you can have yourself a nice small starter kit for a low price. So what I'm going to do now is I'll show you what this looks like all stuffed into that bag. And there we have it. Just a little bit bigger than, you know, a middle-aged man's wallet. We all used to have a wallet that size. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, fits easily into a back pocket. Oh, I forgot to show you about this. There's some more directions on how to have signal them to send help. But yeah, easily go in a cargo pocket, fits in a front pocket, back pocket. Just a nice size kit. With the things that I added to it, I think it's a great kit for somebody that's just kind of starting to go into doing some day hikes maybe. You know, this way you have something. You know, if you took the pocket knife out of here and you had one on you normally, you know, there'd be a little more room. You could add something else. Maybe you could throw some Band-Aids in there or something. Some Band-Aids, some triple antibiotic, and, you know, that kind of stuff. Or some duct tape. A little flat piece of duct tape on a card could go in there. Plenty of ideas to get a little more... what's the word I'm looking for? Just a little more capability. There we go. Out of this little bag, and it's orange. If you drop it, you can see it. And like I said, really inexpensive for a starter kit. Or even if, you know, I might take that and just throw it in the car for impromptu little day hikes in the summertime. That way I've got a pair of lightweight shorts on. I can throw that in there, and I've got something if we decide to just wander off out into the woods on a spree or on a whim. So, but there's the Gerber Basic Survival Kit. I think with some tweaks, you know, it's not a bad little pickup. And especially, I got this for $9 on clearance at Walmart. So if you're watching this right now and you think this is something you want, if you go to your local Walmart, there's a good chance that they too will have this on clearance. So, all right. This has been Uncle Bumble. If you got any comments or questions, or even, you know, definitely if you've got some constructive criticisms, throw them down there so all of us that are watching this video can benefit from it. But anyways, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day.